Hello everyone, it's Nick Betty too. I am doing this video and I'm going to release it. It's not going to be a podcast. It's get out soon because it's getting towards the end of the year and the ACA is coming to a screeching halt if they don't vote to extend these subsidies. I believe that what's going to happen is in the 11th hour, they're going to miraculously pass the subsidies. We're the good guys. We did it. This is a letter I'm writing to them, to the representatives, urgent demand for protection of healthcare rights, ACA subsidies, extensions, and the separation of church and state in medicine. Dear Representative, that request to have it put on the official record as usual. Dear Representatives, I write to you today as a concerned constituent to demand immediate legislative action to protect health, lives, and constitutional freedoms for all Americans. Specifically, I urge you to support the permanent extension of ACA, Affordable Care Act, enhanced subsidies, protecting access to gender affirming care, and enact comprehensive protection for reproductive health care that are grounded in medical science and not religious based. One, preserving healthcare affordability and the pathway to universal coverage. The enhanced ACA premium tax credits are set to expire, which experts warn will lead to rate shock for millions of families. Economic reality. If the subsidies expire, the average enrollee's premium will increase a projected 114%, leading to nearly 5 million people becoming uninsured in 2026. That is referenced by Commonwealth Fund 2025. This loss of coverage will lead to an estimated $7.7 billion increase in stated care costs, destabilizing the entire healthcare system. And that was referenced in Thomas Reuters 2025. The will of the people, public opinion data consistently shows that a majority of Americans, 65%, support Medicare for all or single payer system. That's as per Jacobin/Data for Progress 2025. I urge you to include clause in subsidies extension to transition our systems towards a single payer model to support the federal ballot initiative to allow the American people to vote directly on this issue. Gender affirming care is a medical necessity. Gender dysphoria is a clinically recognized condition in the DSM-5 characterized by specific distress resulting from incongruence between one's experienced gender and assigned sex. And that's the APA 2023, which is the American Psychiatric Association. The suicide prevention peer-reviewed research demonstrates that access to gender-affirming care includes social support, hormone therapy, and surgery. It's associated with significant reduction in suicide attempts and long-term psychological distress. And that's from the Williams Institute 2025. Standard of care. Major medical organizations, including the American Medical Association and the American Psychiatric Association, recognizes these treatments as medical necessity. Redirecting this care violates the ethical obligation of providers and leads to preventable deaths. That's from The Guardian 2025. Reproductive health care and medical viability. The current landscape has created a barbaric environment where medical terminology is being replaced by vague political labels. The danger of ambiguity, the term abortion is often used in statutes without medical precision, leading to delays in care for miscarriages of life-threatening infection. In Texas, maternal mortality rose 56% in the first year of its ban, with a 50% increase in maternal sepsis. And that's for the Milbank Quarterly 2025. Viability and patient safety. I demand that all laws remove the term abortion and replace it with language focused on medical viability and patient safety. No woman should be forced to undergo miscarriage of justice by being kept on life support against her family's wishes after brain death has occurred, nor should a physician be barred from life-saving women's life when fetus is not viable. Let me read this. No woman should be forced to undergo a miscarriage of justice, being kept on life support against her family's wishes after brain death has occurred, nor should a physician be barred from saving a woman's life when a fetus is not viable. Upholding separation of church and state. Religious beliefs are being used to justify the restriction of medical procedures that saves lives. Constitutional foundation. As stated in Article 11 of Treaty of Tripoli, 1797, the government of the United States was not founded on Christian religion. The First Amendment establishes clause prohibits government from codifying specific religious narratives into law. This is constitutional annotated 2025, and that is on congress.gov. The science mandate. I demand a clause stating the religion is not a valid excuse to deny medical procedures except within specific designated faith-based or church-owned hospitals. Lawmakers must be driven by science and the protection of civil liberties, not theological interpretation. My demands, formal demands here, extend ACA subsidies permanently, which will, with a mandate, transition to a single payer or Medicare for all system. Protect gender-affirming care by prohibiting the exclusion of gender-related diagnosis from any healthcare bill. Codify reproductive rights centered on medical viability and the physician-patient relationship. Remove vague and religious-based terminology. Initiate a federal ballot referendum on the future of national health care. Thank you for your time. I demand this letter be entered into the official congressional record. Signed, John, disabled Navy veteran. Sources are at the end of this letter, and it will be on my Substack, so you can go reference, or if you're on my Substack now, watching this video, you can see it at the end. Gender-affirming care is the way they're making it out and not allowing, and they're putting special stipulations in there. Testosterone treatment is gender-affirming care. Oh, it's okay because it's a man using testosterone. Why are they using testosterone? Are they using it to get bigger muscles, or are they using it because they have low testosterone? I think if you're going to make gender-affirming care for gender dysphoria illegal, then make testosterone for males just using it to get stronger illegal. If they don't have a reason, such as medically, to take testosterone, then they shouldn't take it. Don't make special exceptions to any laws. Take anything out that deals with religion for sure. I have seen cases of medical doctors saying, oh, I can't do that because it's against my religion. If you're at a regular hospital, you chose to be a doctor, don't use your religion to not do a procedure. If you want to use your religion to do procedures, then go work for the hospital of your religion. Religion should not have a basis in the law. We should not have the Christian version of Sharia law, whatever that is. But religion is not a political stance. We need to take it out of there. We need to also take gender out of healthcare. There should not be differences between male and female health. Why can a man go down and get a vasectomy and a woman can't get her tubes tied without the man's permission? There should not be those stipulations. A woman should be able to make her own decision, period, plain and simple. On a birth, on a fetus, I don't think a person who performs a rape, SA, incest, or that should have any viable excuse encroach on that woman's decision to what to do with that fetus. I also believe that they should be made to pay for that woman's abortion or whatever she decides. And if they decide to go to term and put her up for adoption, whoever the person who raped or sexually assaulted her and caused her to be pregnant should have to pay for everything and be put on child support until the fetus reaches 18 if it's carried to viability and is adopted, but no contact. In other words, they will pay into the child support system under the name of that child, and the money will be directed to that child, and make it so that that perpetrator cannot get any record of where that child is or what happened to the mother, and should be have a permanent protection order against either one being brought together, unless the child wants to get information on the father. I also believe all medical information should be put into the system for that child so that they don't have to go after to find out who the father was. The records of what medical history of that family is for the person who's perpetrator of causing this crime should be put in this so that when they do any medical, the doctor can pull up that information and not have to contact the SAer or the woman or the person that is SA or raped should not be victimized, should not be made to feel like a criminal. I also think that in a trial of that case, I know it says they should should face the accuser, but I don't think in that situation the person who was raped or SA'd or whatever should have to sit in court and face that person because it's making them relive that all over again. I believe that the person should be put in a separate room, no video of them put through, only questions from the attorneys, and no questions about what they were wearing or their past life. Because I don't think even if the person did that as a legal profession, that should be held into account. Because a wife or a person that is in that profession is, if they didn't give you permission, that means it is still a rape. It is still SA. Thank you for your time. Like, share, follow. I'm sorry I got off on that tangent, but please remember you are loved no matter what you do. And hey, this is the letters after this video. You can use it. You can use it for reference. Do whatever you would like. But I have it here so that we have the original, just in case someone messes the copy that is in my share drive that you can access from my link tree. It says letters to representatives, I think. Click on that and it opens up a spreadsheet and you can select which letter you want. And that's almost every letter I've written. Some I don't include on there for personal reasons because they're dealing with my personal and my. Thank you and goodbye.